It's a mystery. Mystery solved. Okay. Okay. Attention, please. Attention. Attention. Shh. Dawson. It's going to be somebody in my room, baby. Can you just put it in the desk next to you and just forget about it for right now? Can we move on? Thank you. Problem of the day. Look at the board. Mr. Yandel tracks the number of hits on his company's website for 6 months. He finds that there were 365,074 hits. What is this number in standard form? What does standard form mean? Who remembers? Tyler? Spread out. It's not spread out. Sean? Normal. What's normal mean?
How you would write it on paper.
How you would write it on paper in numbers. So which one of those says 365,074?
C.
Oh, so it's 65.
What does D say?
365,740.
740. And 40 or just 40? 40. Why wouldn't we say and?
Because that's not, math usually doesn't use words.
Sure it does. You missed our lesson yesterday. Why would we not use and?
Because when you use a big number like in the hundreds,
No.
thousands, and millions.
You're already.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to use it for
What does and say? I mean, what's and stand for?
Decimal.
A decimal. We learned that yesterday, but we already knew that, but we reviewed it yesterday. Because when you're writing decimal words, numbers in words, you have to use and in place of the decimal. The power. I'd like to just have the ones I use. Can I delete them? Do you know?
You can pull up just grade 5, just grade 5. So is that what you're pulling up
I
already?
think that's just grade 5, but I'd like to just pull up what I use.
I think you can set your own page.
I need to do that because that's just aggravating. All right, turn in your math books to page 109. 109. Okay, we are doing expanded form today with decimals. It is a super simple, easy lesson. I'm going to start off by reviewing standard form with just a whole number so we can go back and look at what we did before. I'm just going to start off with, let's say, 4,723. Okay? We've talked about 2 different ways to show expanded form. Okay? What you're used to, you take each one and you put the value of each one and you add them together. The 4's in the thousands spot, so it's 4,000 plus 700 plus 20 plus 3. Okay? Then you remember we did the ones with parentheses and we multiplied. Okay? That's the scientific notation of expanded form. We had 4 times 1,000 because it's in the thousands place, plus 7 times 100, plus 2 times, no, 2 times 10 because it's in the tens place, and 3 times 1 because it's in the ones place. You remember that? Okay. This is kind of like what we're going to be doing today, just with a decimal number. We talked about the place value positions yesterday, the tenths, the hundredths, thousandths, and 10,000ths. Okay, each one of those. So I can turn this number into a decimal number now. And I'm kind of going to go ahead and go into this with my example, and then this will look a little bit easier to you. I'm going to take this number. Now it's not a whole number anymore. It's a decimal number. You take every single one of them, number by number, place value by place value, and you do the same thing down here. What place value position is my 4 in? No, the tenths. How many do I have? 4. So you're going to end up with 4 times 1/10. Plus, what's my next number? 7. And they have it written as just your fraction number in parentheses. I just put the whole thing in so it stays together. My next number is 7. And what place value position is that 7 in? The hundredths. So it's going to be 1 over 100 plus 2. And where's the 2? It's in the thousandths place. Plus 3. And where's my 3? In the 10,000ths place. And that's all you do. That's your expanded form for a decimal number. Well, I'm just showing you the first problem. You weren't here yesterday, so you're going to be a little bit more lost than everybody else. Yesterday we talked about place value positions for decimal numbers. This number's in the tenths place. Did you happen to get anybody's journal like I asked you to a minute ago and copy what we did? Okay, so you're going to be a little bit lost because you didn't do that. This place value position is your hundredths. This place value position is your thousandths. And this one is your 10,000ths. Okay? And so here's where we got the tenths from. 1/10, Nikki. Here's where we got the hundreds from. The 7's in the hundredths place. Hundredths. We're talking decimal numbers. These aren't whole numbers. Thousandths. There's where we got the 1,000. And 10,000 is our next position. Here's our 4 place value positions right here. Okay? So you have to know your place value position to be able to do expanded form. All right, let's look at the example that they do in the book. It says the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel in New York City is 1.726 of a mile long. I've been on that. I went to New York City, and we were on a tour bus, and the tour bus was taking us down to downtown New York, Times Square, to where our hotel was, and I went through there. And you'll see this in movies. You've seen Men in Black?
Yes.
You know, when they go through the tunnel? There's also, Transformers, maybe? When the Camaro changes from the ugly yellow Camaro to the pretty nice Camaro, it's through the same tunnel. Okay? It's the longest underwater tunnel for vehicles in the United States. It goes under the Hudson River. Okay? To understand the distance, you need to understand place value of each one of the digits. And here they are. Okay? Here's your ones place. It's 1 mile. It's longer than 1 mile. It's almost how many miles? Almost 2 miles. Almost. Not quite. So you have, I'm not sure why that one's there. I just noticed that.
Yeah, I couldn't figure that out either.
I didn't notice it in the last class, but that's not supposed to be there. I'm not sure exactly why that's there. So it's 1 mile, and remember we do 1 times 1 because it's in the ones place, which is equal to 1. Remember yesterday we talked about when we have a whole number, we're going to put a decimal and a 0 after it to hold its place value position. Then we have the tenths. How many tenths do we have? 7 of them. So we have 7 times a tenth. How would you write 7 tenths as a decimal? 0.7. Then we have hundredths. How many do we have? 2. So 2 times 100. How do you write 2 hundredths? It's 0.02. Notice I'm putting a 0 before the decimal 2 to hold your place value position to show. You just fill in the zeros. Then you have thousandths. How many do you have? 6. 6 times 1,000. And that's how you write 6 thousandths, just as a decimal number by itself. It's value. If you were writing expanded form 2 different ways, it would be this one, and then it would be this one. The 2 different ways, that's how you can write them. The 2 different ways you would write it. You'd write the value. That's how much it's worth. Let's look down here and practice. Okay. Here it is written again in expanded form. And like I said, they just put the fraction in parentheses. Well, actually not in parentheses. It looks like little brackets, but we're just going to put the whole thing. All right, standard form. Remember, that's just in numbers. Somebody read this number to me. Read this number to me. Kendall? We're down here. We're in A. Kendall, just say that number. 2. What does the decimal say? You said it right just a second ago. You said it right. 2 and, say that as a 2-digit number. And where's the 5? What place value position? Hundredths. Okay, so it's 2 and you would fill in 35 hundredths with a THS. But what am I missing? What am I missing? I purposely left something off to see if you would see what I'm missing. What's it called, Jesse? Two and, if you look in your book, the 2 and's already there. What am I missing, Dawson?
The hyphen.
The hyphen. Where's the hyphen go?
In between 30 and 5.
In between 30 and 5. Remember, 2-digit numbers have hyphens in between there. 21, 22, 23, 34, 99, 73. All those 2-digit numbers have hyphens in between. Okay, here's our expanded form. It started at 4. So it has 2 times a 1. Now we go to the next number. What's our next number? 3. And where's the 3?
In the tens.
In the tenths. Not tens place. This isn't a whole number. We're past the decimal. We're to the right of the decimal now. These aren't whole numbers. So it's going to be a tenth. So 1 over 10 plus, what's our next number? 5. And where's the 5?
100.
In the hundredths place. So you put it in 100. And that's all you do. Every number. Okay, let's look at the next one.